guide me. It's brought me here. It's brought me through all my experiences. Well, thank you for your appreciation. We all have what I have. I just try to be an example for it. Just follow your heart. Best wisdom I can give.
I will.
Often our mind causes doubt. Can we do it? I don't know. You, one life, this lifetime, make it perfect. Just live from your heart. Don't give in to fear and doubt. Don't let it stop you. Because at the end of your life, you'll look back and you don't have any missed opportunities.
You don't want to regret.
No regrets. Yeah.
Yes.
Have you done any like for example, a few weeks ago I went on a vision quest. I spent 4 days alone in the wilderness and with fasting, just water only, and it was so hard. And I did that to cultivate love and greater understanding. But it's difficult. It's different from your teachings, because your teachings are like you don't need to do anything outside of your center. It's just within yourself.
But our experiences in the world are going to teach us about ourselves. So by putting yourself in that experience of doing the vision quest and the fasting, you brought up more parts of your mind and your emotions for you to understand, and for you to work on healing, and for you to transform. So we live in this world, and the world's always influencing us. It's always changing us. We cannot take ourselves out of the world. So even though the higher self teaches and I teach that the change happens within you, I'd never say that we have to be out of the world or push away the world. In fact, it's all of our interactions in the world that create our opportunities for learning. But what we're all looking for, it's not out here. It's ourselves. And as we find ourselves, we bring ourselves into the world. So our life teaches us about ourselves, our mind, body, and emotion. But ultimately the core is what we're trying to find, and we bring that. So vision questing in that way, the way you practice based upon how you've explained it, with the fasting and being alone, it's an incredibly powerful practice. It's very similar to even meditating with yourself and being in like a retreat on your own. You just sit with you. Adding fasting to it is even more powerful because you take out of the experience all these external influences. And it just comes, more of your essence comes through you, in your mind, emotion, and body. Because when we take things into us from outside, we are changing our mind, our emotions, and our body. All the food has energy from food. So yeah, I love fasting. I really embrace it. I've done many long fasts. I've done many times alone without anyone around, just to be with myself and to go deeper within and cultivate myself. They're very, very powerful practices. And so the practice, what I try to teach is that what happens out here isn't doing it for you. It's you being present and understanding the interaction of out there and in here that's creating your growth. So it's what you did during your vision quest that created your growth. Just stopping food doesn't do it. Just being in the wilderness doesn't do it for you, but it's what you brought into it because you're that creative spirit. So that's why I said, follow your heart, never doubt yourself. You're bringing it in. You said, yes, I can do this vision quest. Yes, I will do it. And when all your challenges came up during it, you said, yes, I'm going to keep going. I believe in myself. I know I can do it. And that's what gave you that growth. That's what gave you that strength. So you're leading your journey. You can choose anything out here to do it, though. You can do it in a cave if you want to. You can do it in the middle of New York City. Wherever you think is best, wherever your heart's leading you. And often it takes us down many roads. Happy for you. That's great.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Awesome. I have a video I made on fasting. Think of the name.
One of the thousands. Good luck.
I think you have a video about every subject.
I've tried to, yes. Except the picture of the I am.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, it is said for the first time you saw yourself, but now I'm doubting because of your response.
First time I saw myself?
Yeah,
In
because
that picture?
yeah, that is the idea behind it. That because other people have reacted like that. You know, I show them the picture of the mighty I am presence, and whoa. You know?
And me, I didn't go, whoa.
No. Well, a bit. You know, you were surprised that.
For me, it was a drawing created from
Yeah.
someone else's mind.
Yes.
And it wasn't the experience I've had.
Yeah.
And like I said, in that dimension, everything's just perfect white light, absolute bliss, creative energy.
Mhm.
There's no body, there's no light shining out, there's no colored rings. That picture does not represent what my experience was, but it might represent what someone else's experience was.
Yeah. Well, that could very well be.
I see these pictures as maps. Like spoken words are maps.
Hmm.
It's language pointing at experience. If I tell you that an apple is delicious, you still don't know how an apple tastes.
Yes.
You just know I think it's delicious, and whatever the word delicious means to you, you think that's what the apple means to me. But you have to eat the apple to taste it. So that picture you showed me doesn't mean anything to me.
No.
It's, I mean, not to be disrespectful, but I could throw it in the garbage can or recycle it, and I wouldn't feel any other way. Because it's a piece of paper and a drawing. What means something to me is the experience. It's having that experience of that dimension of your perfect I am self. The picture is an artist's idea. It's not the real thing. You can't hold the picture and think you're enlightened. You have to go to the place that the picture was talking about in order to be enlightened. Does that make
Okay. Yeah.
sense?
I once saw this ball of light, you know, and my how you call that? My
Third eye?
third eye is open since then.
Yeah.
I can see it, you know.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah.
But that is all integrated with the teachings of the Ascended Masters. I mean, I read the book, the Masters of the Far East by Spalding.
Yeah, I'm aware of that book.
You're aware of that book. And the Temple of the Presence, the Summit Lighthouse, the woman of the Summit Lighthouse, you know.
No.
You said to that guy you knew that woman.
Elizabeth Clare Prophet.
Exactly.
Okay, I didn't know her other name.
She founded, actually her husband, but she did also a lot of that work, the Summit Lighthouse. And there you get all these channelings by the Ascended Masters, and the foundation of the teaching is the mighty I Am Presence, is the higher self. That's why for me, in a way, it was natural when I found your videos. But today I heard you never heard of that actually. So
I've never studied her teachings.
No.
I know who she is. I've never met her in person. I've seen a few minutes of a video clip on YouTube of her, and I know people who studied with her, but I've never studied her teachings. I don't know what words she uses to talk about these things. So I never saw that drawing or that painting. I never knew the word, how you describe the mighty I Am presence of something.
and the mighty I Am Presence of each one of us.
Okay.
The individualized God presence, not the universal.
So I've experienced that depth of the universe, but
Yeah.
I don't know how other people talk about it. You know, I know what it is for me as the experience of it. Yeah. So, but yeah, I was never a student of Elizabeth Clare Prophet. I've never read a single book by her, even, I mean, more than maybe a few minutes of video. But there's many people who teach the Ascended Master teachings, and there's many different channels and many different ways these teachings come through. I just know my experience of it. And like I said, I've never studied channeling teachings. I've never had traction to it. I actually never knew it existed. When I was studying my own spiritual teachers, I studied ones that were in human form. I never knew channeling existed. I never knew these Ascended Masters existed. It wasn't until after I stopped studying that then I then moved. I graduated college and I moved, and then I started hearing people talk about these things. And then, they'd show me things, and see the magazines in Sedona. But I never had interest in them. They were never my path. I could experience these other dimensions, so it didn't interest me to read about them. It never helped me to read about them because I